please take a seat. So, what brings you into the motorcycle dealership today? Okay, you're looking for your first beginner bike. That's really exciting. Yeah. Well, we have a large variety of brands and options. Do you have anything in mind in particular? Okay, Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda, those are great brands. And do you know what type of bike in particular you're looking for? Well, I mean, like a cruiser, a sport bike, a standard bike. Yeah, the differences are going to be the cruiser, you're going to be sitting a little bit more back with your feet in front of you. That's more of that Harley look. Yeah, that's what a lot of people picture when they picture a motorcycle. And those are pretty comfortable as a choice. The standard, you're going to be sitting a little bit more upright. It has a little bit more of a sportier look, and your feet are underneath you on foot pegs. Still very comfortable, can be a little bit more maneuverable than the cruiser. And a sport bike is that one where you're sort of more crouched forward with your feet a little bit behind you. Those usually have the plastic fairings on them. Yeah, give it that very, very sporty look. What would I recommend? Well, it really depends on what you're comfortable on and what you want to use the bike for. Oh, okay. So we're just looking to do some commuting around town, maybe some day trips. Well, any of those bikes would really suit your needs. We can look at some of them and see what you might be interested in. Okay. Let me see here. Just pull up some options. And are you looking at a smaller displacement engine as a beginner? Okay, well that's going to be in your usual like 300 to 500 cc range. Those engines have a little bit less power, but they're still pretty good for highway use and everything. You'll be able to do whatever you want to do on them. And they're a little bit less torquey, very good for beginners who are still learning to get comfortable on. Yeah. Okay, so we can look at bikes in that range. Do you have any particular concerns about what you want in a bike or things that you feel like you would need? Okay, height. Yeah, as a beginner especially, you want something that you're going to be very comfortable on. That was a concern of mine when I first started riding because I have a shorter inseam. So us people with a little bit less height do sometimes want to look at a seat height that's a little bit lower. Cruisers can be very good for that because they're going to have your lowest seat heights out of any of the types of bike just by virtue of their design. They're sometimes a little bit wider though, so depending on how comfortable that is for you, that might be a good option, but you definitely still have some options in the standard and sport bike range. So let's take a look at that. I can bring up the height for you. I can also talk about the weight of the bikes because as a beginner sometimes a lower weight bike is going to be more maneuverable, and if you do drop the bike, which does happen to most people a few times, you'll be able to pick it up yourself, which is really good. So let's take a look at Yamaha first, if that works for you. Okay, so the sport bike offering from Yamaha is the YZF R3. That's it's a really very popular bike. It is $4,999. 321cc liquid cooled engine, and the liquid cooled is going to be a very good choice, especially in the heat that we get here in the summer, because an air cooled engine, which is one of the alternatives, is cooled by your movement. So if you get stuck in traffic, it can be difficult to cool those engines, and there is the potential for them overheating. So liquid cooled is a very good option. The seat height on this is 30.7 inches, which is very manageable for a sport bike. And it is 368 pounds wet, which means 368 pounds including your gas and any liquids in the bike. It does have ABS available. Oh, yeah, ABS is anti-lock brakes. So that's really something I would strongly recommend for a beginner, because if you pull hard on your front brake lever and smash on that rear brake lever, it is not going to lock up on you. It has that automatic where it will basically like you're pumping the brakes. Yeah, very helpful for a safety measure for beginners especially. It is a 6-speed bike, and it comes in 3 colors, which are the Yamaha Blue, Matte Silver, and Special Edition Monster Energy, if you're interested in that. Yeah, probably not. Okay. The standard bike offering from Yamaha is the MT-03. That is going to be almost identical to the YZF R3. It has the same engine, pretty much the same build, except for you're a little bit more upright, and it doesn't have those plastic fairings that YZF R3 has. Yeah. It is new to the US. It's a beautiful bike. It's been in Europe for a while, but new for 2020 here, and they have been selling pretty fast, though they are very new, so you're probably not going to see a ton of these on the road. So if you want something that's a little bit more unique, that might be a great option. It has that same 30.7-inch seat height that the YZF R3 has. It is 373 pounds wet, so still a very manageable weight. ABS comes standard, so that's a very, very good option, especially in that price range. For $45.99, getting the ABS standard is a pretty good deal. It's a 6-speed, comes in an ice fluo color, which if you look right over there, yeah, that one that's sort of the silver and red and black. Yeah, that's the ice fluo color. The bike you're looking at over there is actually the MT-07, which is one step up in size and engine displacement from the MT-03. Yeah, they do look very similar. So if you like the look of that bike, you'll definitely like the MT-03. Oh, you do? Okay. Well, that's good. That gives me an idea of the direction we're going in. It also comes in a very sleek midnight black color. Yeah, really pretty. Just sort of a shiny black, sleek looking. For the cruiser option for Yamaha, we have the V-Star 250. So we're getting into a little bit of a smaller engine in this one with the 250 cc's. Still going to do what you want it to do. You'll be able to get on the engine and be able to get on the highway with that engine and ride pretty comfortably, but it's going to be a little bit less power, a little bit less comfortable on the highway. So if you're worried about that at all, we might want to stay away from the 250s and just look at the 300 cc's. But it's a very nice bike, 27-inch seat height. So that's what I was talking about with that cruiser seat height being lower. That's what you're going to get, 27 inches. You're not going to see that in a sport bike or a standard bike. This one is 326 pounds wet, very light bike, maneuverable, 5-speed. It does not have ABS, however, so if that's something that you were interested in, you won't have that option on this bike. And it only comes in one color, which is metallic silver. It's a nice color, but just the one color, so not a whole lot of options. Yeah. Okay, so that was the Yamaha choices. Any of those standing out to you so far, just so I know what direction we're going in? Yeah, the MT-03. Yeah, you like the look of the MT-07, huh? Okay. So we might be looking at more of a standard bike where you sit upright. Really the jack of all trades kind of bike. You can do a lot on that. It's very comfortable too. So let's take a look at what Suzuki has for offerings, okay? They do have a couple standard offerings. We'll start with a sport, and the GSX 250R is their sport offering. It is that 248cc liquid-cooled engine, so we're seeing liquid-cooled still, that same close to 250cc engine, so if you do want to do a lot of highway riding, might not be the best choice, but it is an option. It's $45.49, and the seat height is a little bit higher on that one at 31.1 inches. That might still be in the good range for you, but we can have you sit on it and take a look if it's something you're interested in. 392 curb weight, which is the same as wet weight. We're accounting for all your liquids, so that's going to be total weight ready to ride. It does have available ABS. It's a 6-speed bike, and it comes in a variety of colors. So you're going to have some options there. You have a red and black, a white and black, just black, and the ABS only comes in blue though. So it's a nice blue, but if you want ABS, that's going to be in blue. For the standard options, we have the GW250, same 250cc engine, but this is a very affordable option at $40.99. So we're looking at a bit less than what we've looked at so far for price. 248cc liquid cooled engine, 30.7 inch seat height, so the same as the YZF R3 and the MT-03, and it has 403 curb weight, 6 speed, again no ABS. The standard bikes from Suzuki are not going to give us a lot the way to work with ABS. There are still some really good options. They have this one only comes in the Pearl Nebula black color, which is actually just a really nice sort of shiny metallic black. It's a very attractive bike, very similar to that standard look you're getting from the MT-03. The other option is the TU250X. Oh, okay, you rode that one in the MSF course. Yeah, it's a really nice bike. That's a standard, so if you enjoyed that one, then you'll probably like the other standard options, at least with the seat posture. Oh, good. Okay, so you did like that one. That's good. That's a 250cc, so if you felt like the power on that one was good, that might be an option. Again, you didn't get on the highway for MSF, so it's kind of hard to gauge there, but still a very good choice. Price on that one is going to start at $46.49. It is 30.3 inch seat height, so that's one of the lowest seat heights for standard or sport option. Still a bit lower than that MT-03 that you were looking at, but they're pretty comparable. So if you were comfortable on that bike in terms of seat height, I think you probably could stretch to the 30.7 with no problems. Has a 326 curb weight. That's one of the lower weights that we're going to be talking about, which is really good. 5-speed, again, no ABS. So yeah, I told you Suzuki's not going to help us out much with ABS for the standard bikes. It comes in the two colors, the glass sparkle black. Yeah, you rode on that one for the MSF. Yeah, that's the black with the blue stripe, and the other color is pearl glacier white, which is the white with red and orange stripe. Okay. The sport option for Honda, so we can move on to Honda. The sport option for Honda is again a very popular bike. That's the CBR 300R. It is $46.99. It has 286cc liquid cooled engine, 30.7 seat height, just like the sport and standard for the Yamaha. So that 30.7 is a very popular seat height for sport and standard bikes, especially in the 300cc engine range. Usually if you get a bigger engine, the size of the bike's going to go up, the seat height's going to go up. So starting in the 300cc range is probably a good choice for you, especially with seat height being a concern. So we had 30.7 inch seat height, 357 pound curb weight, available ABS. It is a 6-speed bike, and it comes in matte black metallic, Grand Prix red. I know, it sounds very fancy. It's a pretty color. And blue. Yeah, just blue. I don't know why red caught Grand Prix red and blue was only blue, but it's kind of funny. And the standard option for Honda, which is going to look really similar to that sport option, is the CB300R. Yeah, so it's CBR 300R and CB 300R. The CB300R is a little bit more pricey at $49.49, 286cc liquid cooled, and the seat height is going to be a little bit higher at 31.5. Yeah, so that might be a little bit of a stretch if you felt like you were already on the verge with the Suzuki TU250X. Yeah, That's over an inch higher, so that might be a stretch. It is, however, a very light bike, which is going to help with maneuverability at 317 curb weight. So we can look at it still if you're interested and see if you like it. It does have available ABS. It's a 6-speed, and it comes in a matte pearl blue. Yep, just the one color. I know, the sport bike got 3 colors. Why does this one only get 1 color? I don't know. I don't make the bikes, but matte pearl blue. It's a very nice color. And then finally, the cruiser option, which I would say is really the best cruiser option in the beginner range, would be the Rebel 300. That is a very, very pretty bike, very classy looking. It is Honda's cruiser offering, and it's $44.99, 286cc liquid cooled engine, 27.2 inch seat height. So there you have again the cruiser seat height, going to be lower and very maneuverable. You'll probably have both feet flat on the ground with that bike. Should be very comfortable. The seat on that is also really nice. It's kind of like a little bit cushy, which is more of a cruiser type thing. The seats on the other bikes are going to be a little bit harder, but still not uncomfortable depending on how you feel on the bike. It's 364 curb weight, so not bad at all. However, it does not have ABS. The 300 doesn't. If you did want to bump up the CCs a little bit to the Rebel 500, that one does have ABS. So we could look at that potentially. No, probably want to stay in the 300 range. Yeah, that also gets a little bit more pricey. It's going to be up around the $7,000 mark, so that does make a difference. And the Rebel 300 comes in 3 colors, and they are beautiful colors. They really stand out. The matte fresco brown, which is a tan, graphite black, which is sort of a shiny black, and matte blue jeans metallic. I know, they get really creative with the colors, so yeah, that's really nice. Very good choices for bikes here. Do you have one that you were more leaning toward? The MT-03. Yeah, I really like the MT-03 too. I got to ride it a couple weeks ago as a test ride, and I found it really, really quick and comfortable and not too torquey, but it does have some pickup. It's really fun to ride. Be a wonderful beginner bike. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at some more of the specs for that bike, okay? Yeah, let me just pull up a little bit more about that, and we can talk about some more of the specs. So we already talked about some of the stuff that was most important to you, like the seat height and the engine displacement. It does have the ABS standard, which is fantastic. Let's see here. Yamaha says it is your entry to the dark side, built to thrill with a twin-cylinder engine and aggressive looks. It offers serious street presence, which it does. It's really, really a pretty street bike. It has 56 miles per gallon, which is really good. Yeah, you're not going to get that in the car for the most part unless you go fully electric. Yeah. Let me see. Fuel injection delivery, which most of them are. We have hydraulic single disc brake in the front and the back, both ABS. Again, that 30.7 inch seat height is going to probably be very comfortable for you. 56 miles per gallon. And it has a 3.7 gallon tank. I know, it sounds really small, but that's pretty standard on a motorcycle. And keep in mind, if you're getting the 56 miles per gallon, you're not going to have to fill up that often. Probably maybe every 150 miles. So you'll be able to get some ride time out of it, definitely. And when you do fill up, it doesn't take as long to fill because of that really small gas tank. So I think you'll be happy with that. You're not going to really notice it too much. It says smooth and easy to ride power delivery. This 321cc liquid cooled 2-cylinder engine features lightweight forged pistons, carburized connecting rods. The extremely light clutch feeling makes the MT-03 even more fun in the city. So really good for that commuting in the city like you were talking about, getting to work, but also going to be comfortable on the highway. Okay. Were you thinking of one of the colors in particular, either that ice fluo or the black? A black, okay. Yeah, very sleek. I like the black a lot too. I think that would be my choice. Let me make sure that we have that in stock right now on the lot. I know we have the ice fluo, but let's see about the black. Yes, we have 2 left, so yeah, that's definitely an option. We can have you sitting on that today, so that'd be great. Let's see here. Are you interested in purchasing any accessories potentially for the bike? Okay, well, I would definitely recommend at least saddlebags. With the uses that you have for the bike, using it as a commuter bike, maybe taking day trips, those saddlebags are going to be very helpful because you're going to be able to store your items in them, so you don't have to just wear a backpack. Yeah, that'll be very helpful for you. There's also a front cowl that goes on the front of the bike and covers a little bit of the gauges so that you don't have rain falling on that if you're in the rain, and also it blocks a little bit of wind. It's very, very small, so it's not going to block much wind. If you find you're getting hit by too much wind, say on the highway, we can definitely look into getting you a third-party windshield. And those usually just really easy to install, and that'll block some of the wind for you. How big are your hands? I know it's a funny question. Somebody with small hands like me might be more comfortable with a third-party clutch lever and front brake lever, because it can be easier to hold. Yeah. Well, your hands, you look like you would probably be fine with what comes standard on the bike, but we can have you play around with it, see how it feels, and that's actually a really inexpensive add-on if you do want to put on smaller brake and shift lever. We can do that for you. Yeah. Let me see here. For financing options, we have $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 0% APR, and that goes until the end of June. Yeah. I know, I'm probably supposed to say, like, no, you need to commit today. We don't know how long this will last, but no, it's until the end of June, so if you still need some time to make your decision, perfectly understandable. It's a big purchase, so that's until the end of June, and that is available on 60-month installment programs. So if you choose to do the 60-month financing, that's an option. If you choose to do 36 months, we can give you 2.99% APR. Yeah, the financing is still pretty good. Those are offers specifically with the Yamaha, so if you do choose a different bike, we can look at the financing options for those if that's something you want. Okay. So do you want to go sit on some of the bikes? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can look at the MT-03 first, and then maybe take a look at some of the others and see, just to make sure that you are getting the perfect bike for you. Okay. Yeah, let's go.